All right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? Happy Monday to you. It is Monday, March 28th, 2022. This morning, I got a real treat for you. I got a good friend, a guy that I am blessed to interact with quite a bit as a result of Top Contractor School, runs an incredibly successful business in Charlotte, North Carolina. But further than that, has created an initiative within his business this year to help people realize the importance of giving. And it's one of the most important things in my life. And so I wanted to get this message out. I think it's important for everybody to hear. And what a way to start off a week and to end a month, being March 28th, then talking about the importance of giving. So Mr. Daniel Wright is here with us this morning. We're going to catch up with him, talk about what he's doing, why he's doing it, and hopefully raise some money for the foundation that he's supporting this month. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, man. What's happening?
What's happening, Brian? How are you, man?
Happy Monday to you, brother. Good
Same
to have
to
you
you,
here,
same to you.
man. And thanks for taking the time to do this morning. I think it's an important topic to talk about for so many reasons. We were talking about it before we got on here. But let's kick it off by, just give people a quick 2-minute background on your business, what you guys been up to, kind of how you're growing, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll get into the giving part.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you mentioned, we're out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're in the pavement maintenance industry. So definitely something we have in common here. But really what it was, this is our 6th year in business, and it started as a small side job. And now here we are working full time. One of the main competitors in our Charlotte market for pavement maintenance. We went from owner operator to having, a crew, an office administrator, a marketing team, so on and so forth. So we've grown quite a bit. I've been fortunate in my life to have a handful of mentors that have kind of taught me, whether it's life, business, relationships along the way, that basically, if the more you think about yourself, the more you're going to stunt your growth. And, John Maxwell, who he's a big leadership guy that I follow and listen to. He talks about, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I've really tried to embody these mentalities and bring people in and really just kind of think bigger than me and my dreams. So, last year our theme was bigger than yourself, because we were hitting that 5-year mark of experiencing quite a bit of growth. And also quite a bit of stress. And when I started thinking about me is when things got difficult. When I started thinking about others, bigger than me is when things took off. So our theme last year was bigger than yourself, and just try to find every opportunity we could to do something bigger. And then this year coming into 2022, when thinking about the Give More theme, that kind of came at the end of last year, and I can unpack that now, or we can unpack that in a few minutes, but however you'd like to do that. So that's where we're at. That's what got us here.
Yeah, I love it, man. And when I saw Daniel roll out this initiative in January, I was like, man, what a great idea for so many different reasons, right? And we were talking about this before we came on this morning. But I think that, for a lot of people actually want to give. They have that giving nature. I think all of us have that in ourselves. It's how do you give, right? And so we've had a couple of initiatives within TCS where we found, places that we could all donate to, things like that. But I think it's so important, man, in today's day and age, to give people a trustworthy way to give their money, right? And I think that's why I applaud what you're doing, because teaching people how to give helps people continue to give. The first time in a long time that somebody gives, it's literally, at least for me, it's like an addicting feeling, right? Like you give and you're like, man, I just want to do that again, right? Like yesterday there was some Girl Scouts outside of Lowe's, selling cookies. It's snowing in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, you just want to help. I got so many Girl Scout cookies in my house that I couldn't eat them in a year, but I just want to keep helping people. Right. And so, you're doing something great, man, through this program. And so talk a little bit about the organization that you're helping this month. And then I'm going to play the video so everybody can kind of see what the initiative is in detail. And you explain it again in there, but talk about the initiative that you chose for the month of March and where the fundraising is currently for the month of March.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the month of March, we partnered up with an organization called the Tyler Herndon Memorial Foundation. Tyler Herndon was a police officer in a local community here. And a couple of years ago, I want to say about 2 years ago, he actually lost his life in the line of duty. So being a former fireman myself in this city where this officer worked, just kind of hit home. And so I talked with the organizers about it. I said, hey, what are you guys doing? What is this? And basically what the organization does is it gives money towards scholarships to local high schools for individuals that are wanting to pursue a career in public service. So whether it's police, fire, EMS, anything public service, they're giving scholarships to these individuals. So, and they have different, curriculums and qualifications to earn the scholarships. It's not just handing them out, but ultimately what it is to help good people continue getting put into the communities to serve others. So we jumped on board with that, and you'll see in the video of how we kind of do our initiative, but we're right at that $500 mark that we've been looking to raise. So we try to raise $500 a month for each organization we're supporting. We're right about there, but that's just the goal. And I think anybody who knows anything about Brian or myself, or really just trying to do more in general, goals are just kind of benchmarks. That's not the destination. So fortunately, we've kind of hit that goal, but just like the other couple of months, it's been really cool to go above and beyond that.
Yeah. So, awesome, man. And what is the easiest? Is it through the Venmo link that you had in your post? That's the easiest way to donate to them?
Yeah, that's probably the easiest and most universal. They have a Facebook foundation set up that you can donate straight through Facebook. But yeah, Venmo, it goes straight to it, and it's set up specifically for it. And so even for people who don't have, Facebook or Instagram, I think everybody has Venmo these days. So but yeah, that's it. We can drop that in the comments, everything like that. So that way people know where it's at.
Yep. Awesome. I'll drop it in the comments. We're going to play this video for you guys so you understand what Daniel's up to and a little bit more about the organization that he's supporting this month.
Give everything you've got. Give abundantly. Give until it hurts. Give without expecting anything in return. Give more than you receive. Give it your all. What do all these things have in common? To give more. Thanks to the generosity of the greater Charlotte area since 2010, we've been able to continuously grow and better serve our clients. This has allowed us to build relationships that are able to make a massive difference, not only here locally, but in the lives of all the people we encounter. For 2022, our theme is going to be Give More. What does this mean, you might ask? Well, it means that every month of the year, we're going to pick a new foundation, whether it's local, national, or global, that's not only near and dear to our hearts here at Proline, but also yours as well. With that being said, let's go check out who we're supporting this month.
Daniel Wright here with the March 2022 Give More Foundation partnership. And this month, we are partnering with the Tyler Herndon Memorial Foundation. I've got Zach King and Austin Cox here, president and vice president of this foundation. And they're going to tell you guys a little bit about what our funds are going to go to this month.
So we're going to do 4 scholarships that are going to go to local high schools in the area. And the scholarships are going to be for anybody wanting to pursue a career in public safety, whether it be police, fire, or EMS. That way we can get more people out in the streets and communicate with the public.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So Tyler Herndon, he was a Mount Holly police officer. He gave the ultimate sacrifice a few years back while in the line of duty. So we want to do everything we can to follow in his footsteps and provide as much good as we can to the community around us. So you guys know what to do. Follow the link, make a difference, change some lives.
All right, guys, so here's how this is going to work. We're going to start the month with a $500 donation to this foundation. Next, we're going to encourage you to help us raise another $500. After that, we're going to match that $500 that you help us raise bringing our total monthly goals to at least $1,500 to go to this foundation. Follow the link in our post and see how many lives we can change together in 2022.
So welcome to the fire.
We got the wrong camera rolling here, man. We got all kinds of technical difficulties going on, but we'll keep on rolling, dude, because that's what we do. So that's what happens, dude. When you're trying to do good things in the world, bro, stuff happens, and it doesn't always. It's not always quite as easy as we would like it to be. So, but with that said, I can't get the thing to post up here. I can't get the actual Venmo code, but we'll drop it in the links after we're done here and go from there. But just an awesome initiative, man. And I think it is so important for people to understand that giving is not just what you do for that organization. It's also what you do for yourself. And, I think that for a lot of people, they don't always realize that. They think that, you're doing it for whoever it is. But trust me, the first time you give, you're going to feel that within yourself. You're going to feel something different within yourself when you're able to make a difference. And, for years, man, I've always thought like one of the greatest feelings in the world is that impact that you can make that you can never measure, right? Because you give money and you have no idea where that impact actually ends up. And so for me, it has always been one of the greatest feelings in the world to be able to give. And so, I've been a supporter the last couple of months here, and we talked yesterday, and I said to Daniel, I was like, whatever it is that you're short, man, I'll donate to it. But that kind of misses the point, right? Like what we're trying to do here is activate other folks to be able to have that same feeling, to be able to get that satisfaction of giving. And so I hope that all of you guys that are listening, watching, etc., will put the link in the comments of how you can donate. And I'll send it to all of you guys who are in the comments. I'll send it to you in a DM so you can't miss it. And please, if it's $5, $1, $10, whatever it may be, help these guys accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, which is making a difference in the Charlotte area and beyond. And we were talking before this, and I know, you are curious about, how this makes a difference beyond Charlotte. So I'll let you take over that part of the conversation.
Yeah, and that's like in the video, it talks about sometimes it's a local initiative, it could be a national or even global. I mean, the first organization we supported was the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption back in January. I have a sister adopted from China. I actually read one of Dave Thomas's books just about his life and his career, and I was like, man, like this guy's doing something good. So we supported that. I mean, a massive national initiative. And then the last month and this month are more local. But like you said, you've reached out to me every month. I've got a friend from up in the Chicago area that reached out last night. He said, hey man, what do you need? And so for this month, and what it is, it's eye-opening because, people want to jump on board and be a part of something. I think over the last couple of years, especially, we've been so isolated and, just trying to figure out like who we are as a person. So it kind of leads me, it's like, all right, well, this is something that everybody can get on board. Some person may get on board with one from, a guy from Chicago wants to support a local, scholarship initiative that he may never see the impact of, but it speaks to his heart and his character. So like I was asking you, Brian, you called me up this weekend and said, hey man, would you mind, if we put this on the podcast on Monday? And I kind of was, a little shocked. I'm like, well, why would you, that's your time, to talk about whatever you want as a guy from Pittsburgh, who again, for this month's initiative, aren't going to be directly impacted by where these funds go. Why does it matter to you to take the time and your platform to put it out here?
Yeah, I think it's to answer it simply, man. I think making the world a better place is all of our responsibility. And I think that, you know, I admire what you did by leading by example to create something like this. You know, it's not just the money that you give, but the time that you're giving to bring attention to 12 different organizations. And here's, you know, what I admire the most, man, is like out of those 12, there's going to be a handful. Like when you supported the Dave Thomas Foundation, I had no idea that you had a sister that was adopted. That's meaningful to me, right? And so when you look at it, now I know something different about you. I get to make an impact, and I know something different about you, and I can connect you with all kinds of people that I know that are adopted. So it's like, it's bigger than just the mission itself. Like donating money is the action or the activity that comes along with it. But for me, man, making the world a better place is what I try to do every single day, right? That's the point of this podcast, right? It's like, how do we help people start their day better? And to me, starting your day by giving, I don't think there's anything better that you could do, and no better way to start your week than giving. And so for me, it's not just about what positively impacts me, but it is, you know, showing people the great examples that exist out there in the world. You know, there's a lot going on in the world, man, that make people less confident in humanity. And so for me, it's like any chance that we can get to highlight, you know, the organizations that are doing great things, people like yourself that are doing great things and taking their time and money and energy and putting it towards truly just making a difference. I am all about that. And it doesn't matter whether it's in, you know, in my city, in my state, in my country. I think it's important for people to realize that with all the craziness that might be going on in the world, there is an undercurrent of greatness and good in people that always exists. And so highlighting that is the way that we shape people's perspective. It's the way that we make people believe that there is so much good out there in the world. So for me, dude, I wanted to highlight this because I believe in what you're doing and I admire what you're doing. And I think it's important for other people to have an opportunity to support it.
Awesome. Yeah, I completely agree, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot, you know, that the individuals want to jump on board and help make a difference. And like you pointed out, you know, we're doing 12 different organizations. So, you know, the organization we're doing this month may not hit home to you, you know, but the one we do in September might, you know, drive right to the core. So really what it is, and like you mentioned, you know, $1, $5, whatever it is, but truthfully, even just sharing it, because we don't know who in our audience would be impacted by it. You know, there could be somebody, you know, my friend from Chicago could have a family member who served, you know, as a police officer, and he's, you know, wants to donate to it because he believes in public service. So really, you know, giving to this initiative can come just in the form of sharing it and just making it a bit more known. So like this month, even if, you know, if you don't donate a cent to it, the fact that you're putting it on your platform is giving to the initiative. And that's kind of how I look at it. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah. So for you guys out there, again, I'll drop this in the comments when we're done here. My computer is like going crazy, or I would have it in there already. But you know, support it, guys, and do this yourself, right? The way that you can pay this forward, and the reason why Daniel is doing this is not just to make an impact in these 12 organizations, but to set an example for our industry, for our world, of what it looks like to live outside of yourself. Like you said, last year, their initiative at Proline was bigger than yourself, which is another form of giving. But this year, taking it a step further, put your money where your mouth is, put your time where your mouth is, and just make a difference, man. And that is, it's admirable, brother. And I'm proud of you, man, for what you're doing. And, you know, hopefully everybody on this stream here will support it. I'll just read off the Venmo so that you guys can get this in your, maybe I won't. Okay. It's at Tyler-Herndon, Herndon 223 on Venmo, and I will post that in the comments here as soon as we're off of this stream so that you guys can go give. And I will DM every single person that made a comment here with that link to the Venmo so that you guys can support this organization. And man, I just appreciate you being on here this morning and sharing your story and sharing what you guys are doing. And these guys, if you're in Charlotte and you need anything done with your parking lot, these are the guys you want to call. So Proline Parking Lot Maintenance, they are out of Denver, North Carolina, technically, right? Just outside of Charlotte.
Yeah, just north of Charlotte, yep.
And they're crushing it, man. We work with Proline at the Pavement Group, so I'm not telling you that without personally validating that as well. And obviously, you can see by what these guys are doing outside of the business that they are in. They are just a great group of people and human beings and making a difference in the world. So, brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. And until next time, guys, go get your Venmo activated and send in some cash, and let's see how big of a difference we can make today. Love you guys. Thanks for being here, and I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people